Good afternoon or night, welcome to the second episode of Space Talk. I'm your host, Coleman, and today we're going to be talking about colonization. So like Mars colonization on the moon, all that good stuff. So I'm first going to start it off with Mars colonization. I feel like that's the one most everybody knows about and just how most people can really relate to it. Obviously, Mars colonization's probably led by a space company most people know, SpaceX. They want to get people there by 2026. That timeline's probably going to get pushed back because they probably won't get to send stuff in 2024, which they might, but it's looking a little iffy on that one. But you never know. It's SpaceX, so. But we want to get there. We want to make a sustainable colony and everything. And we just want to stay. We want to get someplace and stay. We didn't do that with the moon, obviously. We went there and we came back and we never stayed. Which we should have stayed. We could have stayed. So I don't get why we didn't stay, in my opinion. That's just what we should have done. But obviously I'm not the head director at NASA, which we've done great stuff in low Earth orbit, in Earth's orbit, all that good stuff. But I feel like we need to get back to Mars. Or not get back to Mars, but get to Mars. We need to get back to the moon. We need to make a colony there. Like, I get we want to learn about all this other stuff. But if we can't get back to the moon and colonize Mars, how are we going to do all that? When we can't even do our own thing. If we can't colonize Mars, and we can't colonize the moon, how are we going to go further? I hear people always talking about, I've heard a bunch of people talk about this recently actually, interstellar travel. How are we going to get there? If we can't colonize the moon or colonize Mars right now, we can't go there. But back on a Mars colonization is not a simple task, and I get that. It's going to be a hard task. No one ever said it was going to be easy. I mean, that'd be like saying getting there's easy. It's not. I mean, it takes a lot of work, and their calculation could probably be off by about like not even that much, and they missed the whole planet, or they'd slingshot off of it into deeper space. But I mean, it's obviously gonna be hard. There's gonna be hardships that come along with it, but really and truly, we just gotta get over that. We gotta get past all the hardships. I mean, next thing, moon colonization. We've been there. We've gotten there. We've come back from there. But we haven't stayed. Which hadn't really ever made sense to me. If we've been somewhere, and we know we can stay there most likely. Because we've already stayed up there for days. And we know how to make food on the internet. We can grow food on the International Space Station. Why haven't we at least gone back to make a colony? Which I get that back then we might not had everything perfected on food and all that, but I don't get why we haven't gone back by now to make a colony there. There's way more science we could definitely do up there, which I think would be really beneficial. But the main thing I see about it is we need to go back because the moon, let's just say you take the Eiffel Tower. Okay, the Eiffel Tower's the peak of humanity. That's the highest we can possibly go. The moon is one step of that Eiffel Tower. Mars is another step. Europa is another step. Venus, that's another step. Getting out of where we are now, getting out of our solar system, that's a step. Colonizing places outside, that's another step that we've got to take. We've got to get further and further, and you take more and more steps. And once you take all those steps, you're where you want to be. You can't just go, oh, I'm an Olympic high jumper or whatever and jump 20 steps at a time. You can't go from being in low Earth orbit to colonizing interstellar. You can't do that. If we can't even colonize the moon, or we can't even colonize Mars right now, how in the world do you think we're gonna colonize somewhere where we can't even barely talk to? It takes a long time to even get communications from Mars to Earth. So how are we gonna colonize a place we can barely even talk to? Or probably not even talk to, let's be honest. So how are we gonna do that? I mean, I would love to know that answer. If we can't even colonize the moon. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we can't. We probably can, and there's probably plans drawn up for it. But we've gotta do it. We can't just say, oh, too lazy today. Not gonna do that one. We can't do that. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on it, but we can't do that right now. We've got to get to the moon. We got to colonize it. SpaceX already wants to colonize Mars. Let them do that, NASA. Let them go to Mars. Let them colonize it. Let them deal with that. You colonize the moon. You already have plans for it, so do it. Let's not sit back and wait like we've been doing. Okay? We almost lost the space race. And we very well could have. If we didn't have Warner von Braun, we'd have definitely lost it. But that's just the thing. If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? In 100 years, I ain't gonna be alive. I'd love to see it in my lifetime. Elon Musk already has plans to colonize Mars in his lifetime. My lifetime's within his, so I don't see why we can't do it. I mean, we've got plans to colonize the moon, which are gonna happen eventually by NASA, but why don't we do them now? If we can do them, why not now? If anything, get it over with. Get it done now. Deal with all the hiccups, deal with all the shortcomings, deal with everything that's gonna happen in those first 10 years. Because let's be honest, those first 10 years are where most things are gonna happen at. And that's where most of the hardships are gonna happen, most of the troubles are gonna happen. Get that over with. Deal with that first. Once you deal with that, we can move on. SpaceX will deal with problems, I'm sure, for 10, 15, 20 years on that colony. It's a further away planet. It's a bigger, I wouldn't say bigger than a channel mouse. Well, it is because it's further away, but it's also a big project that they're doing. So, I mean, I don't see why we don't take that time. We get colonies. First 10, 15, 20 years, I don't care if it's 20 years, we get Mars and the moon colonized. We get it done. We finish it. We do what it takes to get everything done with it. Then we move on. That's sustainable. They're self-sustainable. Everyone's living the good life. And next thing is, what do we do after? Russians drew up plans to colonize Venus. Do we do that? Do we go colonize Europa? What do we go colonize next? Do we colonize one of Mars's moons? Phoebus and Deimos? Like, what's next? That's what I want to hear people say now. Is what's next, not what are we doing? I don't want to have people say, what are we gonna do? It should be, what's next? We've done it. What's next? We need to get to the point where we're beyond what most people are thinking about and be like, to the average person, it could be like, yeah, I think it'd be really cool to colonize Mars or the moon. We've done that. And they'd be like, wow, I can't believe that. We've already done that? I thought that was going to be past my lifetime. And they're like, okay, so what are we doing next? And you can tell them. It shouldn't be, what are you doing next? And it's a blank piece of paper. That's what it was with the space shuttle. You took the space shuttle, let's just take a $1 bill. Or you take something just like a pen. You take that, okay? And you hold something empty in your other hand. look at that pen or whatever you got in your hand, dollar bill, and look at it. Look at it real good. Looks really nice, doesn't it? It worked. It did what it was supposed to. And look at that other hand. What do you see? Nothing. Empty. Darkness. You're right. It is. There was nothing there after the space shuttle. It'd been... They didn't have anything else. That's what happened there. People are like, what's next? We don't know what's next. That was basically NASA's... I don't know if that's how I'd say it, but... That was basically NASA's words to them once they finally got once the space shuttle had done everything that it was gonna do. That was basically their words. There wasn't anything else on the launch pad, was there? No, so what were they gonna do next? Once we colonize Mars and the Moon, what are we gonna do next? I see two main things. There's two main things we could do. We could Venus, Europa, another moon. That's three, really. But which one are we gonna do? I don't know for sure, but some of you might know what we're doing. I personally don't. But I think it'd be great once we get that done. And we can say we've done it. And we can, you know, go on. Like, you gotta think. My generation wants to colonize Mars and the Moon and go on further. What about our kids? What do they want to do? You gotta think, if we do all that, they're gonna be like, we want to go further. We want to go where no one's gone before. We want to go out of the solar system. And they do that. I might not be alive, you might not be alive, but they did it. You gotta think, that's gonna be amazing. They could say, we've colonized Mars, or we've colonized Moon. That should be a normal thing when it gets to my grandkids. We've done it. Everyone knows we've done it. So, I mean, why hide it? We shouldn't hide it. It's a great accomplishment. Everyone should know about it once we do it. And it'd just be a great thing for, you know, to get done, because it's something that has to get done. It's something that needs to be done. And it's just something that everyone has to know. We gotta get it done. And what's gonna happen after? We just gotta know what's gonna happen afterwards. We just gotta keep going, keep pushing on, and we gotta go further than we ever have before. We gotta colonize what we can, we gotta do what we can, and we gotta go places where no one's gone before. We just gotta keep pushing the boundary until the boundary pushes back. In my opinion, we gotta go far enough that people say, we did that, really? We should be there, not, yeah, we still haven't done that. We should have already done that. We need to be way past that. We gotta get to where people are amazed at what's happening, not disappointed. And that's really all I've got for today. So everyone have a good night or day, and that's gonna end the episode.